This is the question asked in today's SkillTrack Daily Challenge. So we are given n students' name and their marks obtained in Maths, Physics and Chemistry as input. Our task is to sort the students based upon their marks obtained in all the three subjects. So to sort the students, we are given multiple conditions. The first condition is we have to sort the students based upon their marks obtained in Maths. So the student who has obtained more marks in Maths would be the first. Suppose if two or more students have obtained same mark in Maths, then those students must be sorted based upon their marks obtained in Physics. And if two or more students has also obtained same marks in Maths as well as Physics, then those students must be sorted according to their marks obtained in Chemistry. And finally, if two or more students has obtained same marks in all the three subjects, then those students must be sorted according to their name in ascending order. So let us sort this input. First we have to check for the maximum mark in Maths. So the maximum mark in Maths is 91 and the mark 91 has been obtained by two students. So STUUV and AABBCC. So these two students has obtained 91 in Maths. So we should sort these two students based upon their marks obtained in Physics. So STUUV has obtained 92 marks in Physics and AABBC has also obtained 92 marks in Physics. So they have obtained same marks in Maths as well as Physics. So we should use Chemistry for comparing. But the students has obtained same marks in Chemistry also. So both the students has obtained same mark in all the three subjects. So we should sort these two students based upon their name. So our output must contain the name of AABBC first and then STUUV. So it is like that only. And now the second highest mark obtained in Maths is 85 and again it is obtained by two students. So we should use the marks obtained in Physics. So 99 and here also it is 99. So now we should use the marks obtained in Chemistry for comparison. So XXYZ has obtained 86 in Chemistry and EFGG has obtained 72 in Chemistry. So XXYZ has obtained more marks in Chemistry than EFGG. So XXYZ must be the third and EFGG must be the fourth. So let us see our output. So XXYZ is third and EFGG is the last. So this is how we sort our input. First we have to check the marks of Maths, and if they have obtained same mark in Maths, then we should use Physics, and if they have also obtained same mark in Physics, then we should compare their marks obtained in Chemistry, and if their Chemistry marks are also equal, then we should check their names and sort according to their name. Now let us see how to write a C program for this. So first I am creating a function named swap, and it accepts two integer pointer in its arguments and interchanges their values. So when this function is called, the value of A will be stored into B and value of B will be stored into A. So to do that, first we will create a new temporary integer variable and store the value of A in it, and then we will replace the value of A with value of B, and then the value of B will be replaced with temp. So whenever this function is called, the values will be interchanged. Now let us start with our main function. First I am creating a new integer n, and in the next line I am accepting the value of integer n, and then I am creating a character array named name of size n, and in every index of this character array we can store up to 50 characters. Now I am creating three integer arrays named Maths, Physics and Chemistry. So now we have to accept the n students' name and their marks obtained. So I am creating a loop that iterates for n times, and in every iteration I am accepting the name, the marks obtained by the student in Maths, Physics and Chemistry and storing it into the respective arrays. So now we have to sort all of these arrays. For sorting we are going to use the bubble sort technique. The logic for bubble sort starts here. So for bubble sort we will be using a nested for loop. The first loop iterates from 0 to n minus 1 and the second loop iterates from 0 to n minus I minus 1, and in every iteration of this nested for loop, we will be performing swap operation by comparing the values present at the index j and j plus 1. So if we want to sort our array in descending order, then we will check whether the value present at the index j is less than the value present at the index j plus 1. So if this condition is satisfied, then we will perform swapping operation. So when we do like this, our array would be sorted in descending order. We need to sort our integer arrays in descending order. So we will be using the less than symbol for comparing. So in every iteration of this nested loop, first I am checking the marks obtained by the student in max. So if the marks obtained by the student j is less than the marks obtained in max by the student j plus 1, then I am storing the value of j and j plus 1 in two integer variables named I1 and J1. So in every iteration I am creating these two integer variables named I1 and J1 and setting their values to -1, and if any of the condition is satisfied, then I will be storing the value of j and j plus 1 in the integer variables I1 and J1. So later let us see why we are doing like this. Now after checking the marks obtained in max, if the marks obtained in max is equal, then we have to compare the marks obtained in physics. So in the else if condition, I am checking whether the marks obtained in max is equal to marks obtained in max of j plus 1. If this condition is satisfied, then we will be checking for the physics marks. So if the physics of j is less than physics of j plus 1, then I am storing the value of j and j plus 1 in I1 and J1. Else if the physics marks are also same, then I am going to check for the chemistry marks. So again in the else if condition, I am checking whether the physics marks are equal. If this is satisfied, then I am checking for the chemistry marks. If chemistry of j is less than chemistry of j plus 1, then I am storing the values of j and j plus 1 in the integer variables I1 and J1. Again, if the chemistry marks are also same, then we have to sort based upon the student's name. So in the else if condition, if chemistry of j is equal to chemistry of j plus 1, then we have to sort the students according to their name in ascending order. So here I am comparing the student j and j plus 1, and I am using the string compare to compare their names, and if this function returns greater than 0, then I am storing the value of j and j plus 1 in the integers I1 and J1. So after checking all of this, if the value of I1 and J1 is not equal to -1, then we have to perform swap operation, because if the value of I1 and J1 is equal to -1, then no swapping needs to be done. If a swapping needs to be done, then their indexes will be stored in I1 and J1. So we are checking if I1 is not equal to -1 and J1 is not equal to -1, then we will swap all the arrays. So first I am swapping the integer arrays. So I am swapping the max array, and then physics array, and then chemistry array, and then finally we should also swap the name array. Since this name is a character array, I am performing swap here. So first I am creating a temporary character array, and I am storing the name of I1 in temp, and then I am storing name of J1 in name of I1. Then I am replacing J1 with temp. So whenever the values of I1 and J1 are updated, we should perform swap operation for all the arrays at the index I1 and J1. So when we do like this, our input arrays will be sorted and we have our desired output. So after performing all these bubble sort operations, I am creating a loop that iterates from 0 to n and print all the sorted arrays. So in every iteration, I will be printing the name, the marks obtained in max, physics and chemistry. So we will get our desired output. Now let us check our program with sample test cases. So now I have given the sample input 1 and this is our expected output. So we also get the same. So the student AABC is first, and then SGUUV, and then XYZ and EFGG. So we also get the correct order of the student names. So this is the logic behind today's daily challenge. Thank you for watching.